U.S. Navy sailors reacting to a radar screen tracking unidentified objects flying around their stealth ship. At times, the radar lighting up with 9 objects. It could be similar to those captured on night vision and infrared video, swarming warships for nearly a week in July of 2019, then disappearing without a trace.
That was perfectly 000 relative, right? Yeah.
At one point, 2 objects suddenly vanishing from the screen, something experts say can happen with smaller targets. But the man who released the leaked video, Jeremy Corbell, says it might suggest the objects went above or below the radar range.
It's moving above the capacity for that radar to see it, or they're moving below, which would mean into the water.
Earlier this month, the filmmaker released another video showing a flying sphere drop into the ocean.
Whoa, splashed.
Saying USOs, or unidentified submerged objects, have also been tracked by the military. When asked about the radar video, a Pentagon spokesperson would only confirm they were taken by Navy personnel and were part of a review of unidentified aerial phenomenon, but wouldn't comment about how they were released.
Why are they confirming these videos that are leaked to you? They want to be ahead of it, and they're out of options. There's a lot of pressure by the global public and the American public, for answers.
And after years of Navy fighter pilots also reporting other incidents where flying objects seem to accelerate instantly or fly at supersonic speeds without breaking the sound barrier, lawmakers on intelligence committees are demanding answers.
There's enough obvious evidence here that we need to take this seriously, not downplay it, and try to gather as much information as we can to figure out what is it these pilots are seeing and what does it mean.
Right now, there are a lot of unanswered questions, and of course, if other nations have capabilities that we don't know of, we want to find out. If there's some explanation other than that, we want to learn that too.
Gotti, we mentioned that looming intelligence report on UFOs from the Pentagon. What can we expect from that?
Well, Chanel, technically that report is due around the end of June, but there is a chance it could be delayed. And there's also some debate over whether this could be Russia or China who have invested heavily in advanced drone technology. But one source told me that if this does turn out to be a different country brazenly launching our warships right off of our own coast night after night, this could represent an intelligence failure so big it might make some in the Pentagon wish these were actually from somewhere else.
Let's find that out. My goodness. All right, Gotti, thank you.
Wow. What do you think, though, Chariots? You think that they're...
Life UFOs?
Yeah.
I think maybe they're UFOs from the future. Like technology has advanced so far to the point that the future, it's like...
Perhaps I should have just asked you about the weekend weather.
You trust that a little bit more?
Maybe I should, Maybe we should stick to a forecast.
We'll stick to that. Not that it's a great forecast for you, but it is a forecast nonetheless.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Well, it's a question that has long plagued mankind. Are we really alone in the universe?
From flying saucer sightings to Pentagon secrets, our search for answers is about to get a whole lot clearer. US intelligence agencies are gearing up to release an unclassified report covering everything they know about UFOs.
Newly leaked vision from the U.S. Navy. The U.S. government acknowledging the existence of unidentified flying objects. UFO. My gosh.
From the realms of science fiction straight to the White House.
Splashed. Mark bearing a range.
This footage, leaked from the US Navy, defied explanation, sparking legitimate inquiries within the Pentagon.
I have now released footage of one of those objects descending into the water without destruction. There's no rotors, no tails, no exhaust plume in this FLIR image that you're seeing, which is forward-looking infrared.
Several retired Navy officers say the technology on display is between 100 and 1,000 years ahead of that possessed by the United States. It and several other videos are now under review by a government task force.
There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are. We can't explain them. How they move, their trajectory.
An unclassified report is set to be released in Congress next month, with the truth about UFOs finally exposed.
For more on this, we're joined by Nick Pope, one of the world's leading experts on UFOs. Good morning to you. Nick, you ran the British government's UFO project. What do you make of all of this? Do you believe in extraterrestrial life?
Well, I'm sure that there's life out there. Whether or not we're being visited, I don't know, but maybe, just maybe, we're about to get some answers on that. I mean, this is unprecedented, the situation in the United States now. Former presidents, CIA directors, directors of national intelligence, all taking it seriously. Whatever we're dealing with, there's a realization it's a serious defense and national security issue.
Isn't it incredible? Once upon a time, it would have totally blown the mind that Congress was sitting down to look at these reports seriously, but now it's just matter of fact. You've written several books. What's the strangest phenomena you've investigated or encountered?
Well, I think the strangest case I came across, it was before my time, but I did a cold case review, the Rendlesham Forest UFO incident. Something actually landed, was witnessed by multiple military officers, and we had physical trace evidence at the landing site, including radioactivity levels significantly higher than the average background.
Wow.
But in our case files, we had hundreds and hundreds of cases over the years, and the really interesting ones were those ones where we had sightings from pilots, UFOs tracked on radar, hard corroborative evidence. That's what we were after.
There are 3 videos in particular from the US Navy which have sparked very fierce debate. Some people claim the unidentified object could be spy technology. What do you think?
Well, I think this is all still to be determined. I mean, this report that's going to Congress is going to be a proper intelligence analysis of the phenomenon. So, yes, those 3 videos, but everything else that's happened that they haven't been telling you about. There have been some interesting leaks. Apparently, the idea that it's aliens has not been discounted. The bad news is that although this report has to be unclassified, it can have a classified annex. So the suspicion is that the good stuff will be buried and won't see the light of day, but we'll see.
Very strange times. Thank you very much, Nick Pope. They're fascinating. Strange times. We've got a pandemic. UFOs might be real. The demons are near the top of the ladder. What is going on?
And if this has piqued your interest, a UFO investigation by the 7 News Spotlight team is premiering. It's this Sunday. It's at 7 p.m. and it's right here on Channel 7.